Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Now today I'm going to be talking about the Valorant Game Changers Championship at Berlin. Obviously this is going to be the only video where I'm going to be talking about game changers. I'll be honest, I completely forgot to do the pick'ems and I'm pretty pissed off about it. But hopefully next year, if this obviously occurs again, I will be doing my pick'ems for the Game Changers Championship. So obviously, before we get into the results, let's just first have a look, a real look at the 8 teams who competed in this event. That means C9 White and Shopify Rebellion GC in North America, Team Liquid Brazil from Brazil, Crew Fem from the LATAM region, Guild X and G2 Gozen from the EMEA scene, Fennel Female from the East Asia scene or Japan, and then X10 Sapphire from the APAC scene. And here, the bracket. So, if we start off with the upper quarterfinals, a very convincing win for the C9 White girls against Crew Fem. Kasumi gained MVP, however, if we have a little cheeky look at the VLR here, it definitely looked like Kasumi was a bit, I guess you could say Kasumi was very, very consistent, and she helped out with the team as well quite a lot. Romy tried her hardest to carry, and I applaud her for that, but obviously very, very difficult to beat a very, very well-known team like C9 White. But no surprises there. 13-4 in Ascend, 13-5 in Haven, 2 pretty convincing wins. So that's what I really have to say about that match. Pretty also very short as well for this one. G2 Gozen versus X and Sapphire. Mimi gained MVP, which meant that G2 Gozen winning that one. Once again, no big surprises here. Mimi, she popped the hell off. She was exceptionally exceptionally good this mainly in this whole tournament actually, including Giuliano. Mary also came up as well a couple, especially at the very end. But I think this also kind of showed a glimpse of how Mimi is. And Mimi, she is a very entertaining person, especially from the cameras, from the player cameras. I will say she was very, very entertaining to watch. Pretty disappointing for Muffin though. I thought she was going to do really, really well, but doesn't look like that. But 13-4 for Icebox and 13-7 for Breeze. Icebox was pretty convincing. The Breeze was pretty difficult, but still great wins. So either way for G2 Gozen against X and Sapphire. Shopify Rebellion GC versus Guild X. It was a back and forth match, and it was Shopify Rebellion winning that one. Laurie gained MVP. This one, just like I said, just going back and forth. Sonder. Okay, we need to talk about Sonder for a bit. Sonder. Okay, actually, sorry. We'll talk about Sonder in a bit, later. But I'll say this: Sonder popped the fuck off. She was carrying in the last couple of matches that Shopify Rebellion was in. It was phenomenal to see it. And I'll be honest, if they won the whole thing, I think she would definitely be the MVP for the whole tournament, because she popped the hell off. A very close game in Pearl, basically went to overtime 3 times. So yeah, that was interesting there. Laurie actually gained the most there. Then Ness as well at for Guild X. That went to Shopify Rebellion. Then Guild X hit back and Haven. Once again, a very, very close game there. Smurfette coming big, including Anja as well. Both of them were really, really good. If you wonder who Cinnamon is, that's Claudia, if you're wondering, from Guild X. Laurie, once again, doing really, really good. And then Icebox, Claudia, or Cinnamon, I should say, definitely tried her hardest. A crushing victory for Shopify Rebellion against Guild X. So this kind of set the tone for Guild's run here. Some good wins, but obviously they were up against some very difficult opponents. And for the final one for the upper right quarterfinals, that'd be Fennel Female versus Team Liquid Brazil. I was expecting this to be an absolute smash, but apparently Fennel put up a good fight. I think it was Bastet, I'm pretty sure, yeah. So Bastet gained MVP. She got the highest KDA ratio, so it makes sense for that. Festival once again trying her hardest, including Suzu, both of them trying really, really hard to come back from that, but Didn't come to fruition though. 13-4 in the Sands, pretty convincing win for Team Liquid Brazil. 13-8 there for Icebox, which kind of stunned me. I mean, Suzu popped the hell off on that match. Bastet also tried her hardest as well. And a 13-9 on Breeze for Team Liquid Brazil. So didn't come to good terms for Fennel, but still a very good job from that Japanese team. Look back at round 1. The first team which was eliminated was Crew. I'm very surprised about that. I really thought X and Sapphire and Fennel were going to be the two teams who were going to be eliminated, because I've been hearing a lot of high hopes for Crew Fem, but apparently, I mean, look at Cornier. Cornier tries so hard, like 18 plus 18 KDA ratio compared to the next highest one, which is basically 10 plus, which is Konsu. My God, it was amazing. And Muffin, she also came back as well after a very disappointing first match. So both of these players did a great job for their respective teams. Haven, oh poor Cornier, oh my God, she's nutty. I'll say that she's really good. But Muffin and Polly, both of them were really good. On Haven for Exo Sapphire, then a final map for Fracture. Muffin, she popped off. My God, I think Muffin was definitely the thorn in Crew's in Crew's side. It was crazy to see how dominant Muffin was against Crew. So great win for X10 as they advanced to the lower ranked quarterfinals. Guild X versus Fennel Female. No surprise there. Rocks again MVP. Guild X winning that one. And I seriously do mean no surprises. I mean, like, Fennel were looking like the team who was going to be the last, or like one of the teams to be eliminated early, and they were indeed eliminated. They were the first to be eliminated alongside Crew. So no surprises there. But Smurfette, Cinnamon, although everyone basically from Guild did a good job. Feel bad though for Festival and Suzu, because both of them were doing really well. There's Pearl 13-9 for Guild X, and then 13-5 in Haven, also for Guild X. I feel so bad for Festival and Suzu. Mainly Festival, because she tried her damn hardest to pop off and to carry this team into success. Didn't come to fruition though. Pretty sad there. Pretty sad for them. The match that everyone was waiting for, C9 White versus G2 Gozen, two of the best teams in North America and EMEA respectively. And it was EMEA coming out on top in G2 Gozen. I think this match might have been like the most watched match other than the grand final. I'm guessing, I'm not too sure. But look at Bob. Oh my God. Bob did amazing job. She went off. Bob went off, we'll say that. Holy crap. A 300 ACS plus 18, the only team from C9 White to have a positive KDA ratio. She popped the hell off. 13-7 goes to C9, the center goes to C9 White, 13-7, and then it went downhill though for Cloud9. 13-6 on Breeze. Juliana doing a great job as also being the IGL for the team. And then Pearl 13-3. Oh boy, I'm going to guess that Pearl wasn't the best map for them. But maybe also because frickin' Yoru was played. Apparently Yoru might actually be good on Pearl. Maybe, I'm not too sure. I mean, you could also, I think Neon is the most preferred option, maybe along with Raze. Yoru is a bit of an outsider pick, basically in any map except for Bind because Paper Rex. So it was interesting to see Pearl, like Yoru being played on Pearl when it looked like it worked really well. So I guess, I mean, if you are looking at the esports scene, maybe use Yoru on Pearl if you really want to. So that was a great window for G2 Gozen, and of course, just like I said, Mimi again MVP. Team Liquid Brazil versus Shopify Rebellion. Now, this was actually had to move back a bit. Had to be rescheduled. I can't remember the reason why. If someone could tell me down in the comments, that'd be great. But it was a 2-1 victory for Team Liquid Brazil against Shopify Rebellion, and Bastet again MVP, like always. She always does. I mean, she is a star player. Sonder gained the most. Flowerful gained a +10. That was great job though by Flowerful. And then Bastetta, there's Daiki as well, the young, I'm pretty sure he's 18, I'm pretty sure, the young 18-year-old who IGLs this team, which is amazing. Everyone else also doing a great job as well. Fracture goes to 13-10, so it's a very close game, but Shopify Rebellion getting that. Sonder popping off like always, and along with Flowerful and Benetta. Bind goes to Team Liquid Brazil. Once again, a very, very close game. DRN, Daiki, all those who could doing a great job. Flowerful trying her damn hardest. And then Icebox, Bastetta just popping off. It doesn't even matter. Icebox game to have a 13-7 victory for Team Liquid Brazil. And they advanced to the upper bracket final. Lower bracket quarterfinals, we're gonna get this a little quicker now. Shopify Rebellion GC versus XN Sapphire 2-0 victory. Sonder getting MVP. Now this is when Sonder becomes crazy and a bit of a hectic monster. Plus 11 KDA, Baby TZ plus 10. Both of them doing a great job. Haven 16-14 goes to Shopify Rebellion. So once again, going overtime 3 times. Pearl also goes to Shopify Rebellion, so it's a 2-0 victory, just like I said earlier. Sonder, she woke up basically. She just woke up and she just started popping off in some of these matches. C9 White versus Guild X. C9 White winning that one. Bob getting MVP. Guild X was sent home pretty early than usual. Bob plus 30 KDA ratio. She was cracked in this match. I didn't see a lot of Mel, I'll be honest. I feel like Mel kind of underperformed on the stage. It was mainly like Bob and Katsumi Jazzy Kings as well. Not a lot of Bob. Sorry, not a lot of Mel, which is kind of disappointing, but it is what it is, I guess. It doesn't really matter. 13-3 for Fracture, so it was a very convincing win for C9 White, and 13-5 in Haven also for C9 White. Smurfette trying her hardest, it doesn't really work out. Bob popped the hell off, as she always does. So that is C9 White versus Guild X. Guild X was sent to him early. This match, everyone was looking at. Obviously, the NA match, will Shopify Rebellion win against C9 White for the first time? Or will C9 White continue to be the best North American team? Well, Shopify Rebellion gained their revenge against C9 White, and Sonder gained MVP. I'm gonna say Sonder quite a lot. I just want to say in these couple ones. I mean, to be fair, Sonder didn't do that well. It was definitely Flowerful if we talk about stats, but I think in playstyle, I think Sonder definitely popped off. But I mean, I think Flowerful should have gotten MVP, I'll be honest, but it is what it is, I guess. Fracture, very close game. Only went overtime once. It wasn't just a back and forth every time, but it went to C9 White, winning that one. Haven, 13-9, went to Shopify Rebellion. Laurie actually doing really well. Mel, and there's Mel. There she is, finally. Well, not finally, actually. I feel like she actually played pretty decently on her first LAN on Valorant, so I'll give her that. I'll give her some credit, and Alexis as well. And then 13-9, Icebox, Shopify Rebellion. Flowerful. I mean, it should have been Flowerful. I'm surprised that Sonder got MVP and not Flowerful, but it is what it is. But yeah, it is what it is, I guess. And yeah, there was some controversy after the match when Rob Wiz basically flipped the bird, and I spoke about it in a separate video. If you want to check that out, go ahead. I'll leave a link to it in the card as well up here in the left hand corner. Let's then move over now up to the upper bracket finals. It was G2 Gozen versus Team Liquid Brazil, and it was G2 Gozen winning that one, and Mary gained the MVP. And you can see why Mary got MVP. I mean, it could be in the Mario Mini, one of those ones. Bastetta, though, she plus 12 KDA. That's super good, but was not enough. Only went overtime once, at least for Essential, but went to G2 Gozen who win that one, and then a 13-10 on Brace also goes to G2 Gozen. Even though it was a 2-0 victory, it was still an incredibly close game. So I think Team Liquid Brazil did a very good job of fighting that, but it did not matter because after that they lost to Team Liquid Brazil. Sorry, they lost to Shopify Rebellion GC in the lower bracket final, and guess who got MVP? Sonder. Does Sonder actually do well here? I mean, she actually did decently. Naxi trying her hardest. It was, oh my, I'm surprised of her kills. My God. I think Laura Flaffel, you could also maybe also say Sonder as well, but obviously I haven't seen the matches. So if we're talking about like stats itself, I think she'll be Flaffel. But we're not really talking about that. We're talking about obviously how they play during this match. And obviously I have no idea. I mean, if we have a look at it, I mean, Sonder did get an ace on the first map. So that might have been the case. I guess also you can maybe also say Sonder was clutching up as well. So that also makes sense as well. So yeah, there was quite a few clutches, I'm guessing, from this, which caused Sonder to get match MVP. But it doesn't matter. I mean, Sonder, she's still a great player. She's still an amazing player. So there's no doubt. So there's no doubt in that. She is a phenomenal player. And I do hope she either grows as a player in Shopify Rebellion, and Shopify Rebellion GC does become a top tier team who can win championships in North America domestically, especially domestically as they need to be CNI white. Internationally, I think they're fine. Maybe a bit more in the future, but as of right now, they look pretty good. And obviously Icebox, which I mentioned, Shopify Rebellion GC 13-5, and then Fracture, which I obviously talked about 13-9. Pretty convincing win on Icebox. Fracture was a bit of a difficulty for them, but does not matter. Team Liquid Brazil was beaten twice in one day. And the grand final, a reverse sweep for G2 Gozen against Shopify Rebellion. Now, just like I said right here, says Riot Games suspends Rob Wiz for the grand final match due to him breaking the global competition policy in the last match against C9 White. And G2 Gozen also had a 2-map banner advantage as the upper bracket team. Also, just like I said, I mean, it was kind of, if you saw my video, it was kind of stupid of how they did it. And if you wonder who got MVP, it was Mary. Completely understandable. Mary popped the hell off in this match. Flaffel, she tried her hardest. I feel bad for her though, because she did a phenomenal job throughout this whole tournament, this whole match as well. It was mainly a chamber 1v1. It was mainly like who is the better chamber out of both of the teams. Pearl, once again, the Euro being used, but it was actually Shopify Rebellion winning this one. I think it had to do something with Flaffel and Sonder, both of them doing a great job. Mary tried her hardest, couldn't really shut them down. 13-9 on blind for Shopify Rebellion. Once again, Shopify Rebellion winning that one. 2 chambers beating it out, winning that. Benetta also did a really good job, so shout out to her. 13-3 goes to, in the center goes to G2 Gozen. Mimi popping off this time. Petra also doing a great job as well. Sonder trying her hardest once again. Icebox 13-2, a smashing victory for G2 Gozen, and Mary popping off like always. I think everyone, I mean, Giuliano, Petra, Glance, Mimi, all of them did a great job on this map. And then lastly, Breeze. It was a 13-5 victory for G2 Gozen. Petra popping off a Flaffel, trying her hardest there, but it wasn't enough. So that is Game Changers. That is all of Game Changers of the championship for this year as well. G2 Gozen is your Game Changers champion, and EU takes home some silverware after not doing well, I'll be honest, in the VCT side, because it was mainly America versus Brazil. Mainly those regions, not really. EU was kind of quiet, I'll be honest. Sorry about that. But that is it for Game Changers Championship. That is it for Game Changers as a whole this year as well. Everyone did a phenomenal job, especially a congratulations to the G2 Gozen teams, that being Giuliano, Petra, Mimi, Glance, and Mary, and Carcast as the coach. Congratulations them for winning Game Changers Championship, the inaugural Game Changers Championship at Berlin. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Catch you guys on next time in the next one. Goodbye.